Hello again, this is a small video showing you how we're cutting one of our metal boxes. Now these boxes come as a pair. One of them is used to allow power to the mill and also cut power to the mill if there's an emergency situation, or you press the emergency button, and the other one can be used for flood cooling, etc., misting, or in the case we're doing it here, we're just doing a simple air valve which allows air assist to blow off the chips rather than some kind of active cooling. Okay, what we've done is we've loaded the program, and what we're going to do now is we're just loaded program. You can see it's just going to cut 2 circles, and we've got soft limits on here. If you're having problems with soft limits giving you an error, we'll hopefully do a small video on that. Normally it's because you haven't set up these values for the workpiece. So the machine doesn't feel that it's safe to actually operate, so it'll give you the option of not running. Okay, so again what we can do here is you can see the program here. We're using tool 11 and it's a 3mm cutter, quite small, so we can't go very fast because we don't want to snap it. So what we'll do is because both holes here are using a 3mm cutter, we don't really want the machine to be running and doing a tool change between tool profiles. So what we're going to just do is tell it to ignore it, and it won't go off and start trying to work out offsets, etc. So again, if there's just one tool, or you're actually only doing one little profile and you're using a single tool, then it's much better if you turn off the tool changing, so just ignore it here. Okay, this is auto tool 0, which you can see it working. We'll do that later. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to press start. Now hopefully you can hear that the air assist has come on, and here on the screen it tells you that we want to turn the spindle on and turn it to 2000 RPM, which is what we've defined in the program. So you can hear M here, 2000, so for the speed. So we can just tells us on the screen, makes us so when the program's quite cluttered, etc., this might make it easier for you. And then if you press now OK, it will actually carry on cutting. What we're going to do is we're going to now just pause this video, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the machine and start showing you the actual machine cutting the product. We're now looking at the machine, and what we've got is we've got the wireless tool height sitting on top of the part. Problem with these kind of parts that are bent, etc., they're not exactly level, so when you put the wireless tool height on there, you've got to try and make sure you put it on that it doesn't rock, etc. But again, you can't get exact readings because the surface is not guaranteed to be flat. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to tell it now that we're going to auto 0. It's asking us to check, and we're just going to press it here to make sure that it lights up on the screen. Again, just making sure. And it's asking us what tool number. On this occasion, we don't really care, but we'll just change it to 11 because that's what we got in the software. It'll now come down at a speed we've set, and it comes up and then comes down very slowly to get an accurate reading. Okay, we'll just remove that now. Again, hopefully you can hear me because we're using the phone speaker, so hopefully that'll be okay. Right, what we're going to do now is we're now just going to go and run the program. Now it's come up, it's turned the air assist on, and you can see it or hear it anyway. It's actually asking us to set the spindle speed to 2000, so we'll turn that on. We've got it to about 998 or something like that. We're not really too bothered. Okay, so now what we can do is we can just say OK to the main screen, and it's just going to go over to the part. Now we've got this set to 125 millimeters per second, so because what we found is if we go much faster than this, it actually snaps the tool. So again, now the problem you've got here is when we've zeroed the part, you can see it's not actually cutting straight away because we've actually told it to start cutting 0.1 of a mil above. We know that the surface isn't flat on these, so we really don't want to plunge the tool in hard. So we're just going to go in nice and slowly, and you can see now that it's actually starting to cut the material. This is the larger of the two holes, which allows the mains electricity to go from one box to the other. And then there's a smaller hole which is actually below this, or below it when you're standing it up, is for the actual control wires. You can see there, I don't know if you can notice it, but obviously it didn't actually cut quite a large proportion of the material because it's dipped down inside. So when you're going to do jigs or you're going to cut multiple same parts, you really need the tool to start higher so that you don't, slam it into the material, especially with something like this steel. We've only got a mild air flow on this at the moment, just to keep the parts clean and stop it trying to cut itself. Again, I think if you use the larger tool, you'd be able to, maybe 4 mil or something like that. You might be able to cut faster because the actual cutting tool is a bit more rigid than a 3 mil cutter. All the cuts are climbed, not that it really matters on something like this, but because the machine can do climb cutting, we just tend to leave it on that setting. What we've done is we've not gone right through, we can just pop that out now. Just stops it jamming on the tool, but I think the next one we've done it, and it does depend on the surface, but I think the next bit cuts right through. We just paused it there so that we could move the camera around, because unfortunately the clamp was in the way so you couldn't see anything. Never nice cutting something which is hollow, but you can hear the machine. It's the spindle and the cutting very quiet compared to a lot of the machines out there which are using gearing for the spindle, etc. They can be quite noisy, but of course this machine being belt drive limits the amount of noise you've got. Again, now it's just stopped. What we could do is we just turn off the spindle, and as we all say, if you would like to tick the like box and subscribe, that'd be good, we'd be appreciated. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and you'll take care. Thank you very much.